with any injury or illness or event in your life. You just share it with the people that need to know. And as an advocate, you can say as little or as much as you want. It's fully confidential. So I'm ready to share this story. As you can hear it, the adrenaline is out. And if I have a couple spits, spurts, pops, and stops with my voice, just know I do not share with people. And why, finally, feel like myself. Why don't I share with people? It's really easy to be taken advantage of when they hear something off, and that's unfortunately the experience that I've had. But let's make it better, and like I stated,
something, and that's it. I get emotional.
On earth, I believe, to help each other through this thing called life. And if I have tools and strategies to help you survive and get through it a little easier, why wouldn't I share? And that's the change that I made. Nope, I don't have to share them anymore. I can pick and choose who I choose to be around. And isn't that our basic level of consent?
As I said to someone earlier, they let their true personality, because now they can't get anything. You build up a boundary and say, no, you can't get anything more. People show you who they truly are. Perfect. That's what I kept doing with this person. They kept pushing and pushing more. And I finally said, enough is enough. Isn't that what we're dealing in with our personal lives? Now let's apply it to the macro life, which is the global world. Thank you.
I'm just validating the fact it is one thing in, one thing out. I can hold two thoughts at once. It's a slow progression, too slow. So that's why we're just going to get started, and away we go. Thank you.
All right, today is January 19th, and I'd like to get started right away and get those 3 hours done as soon as possible. In order to end trauma, you're going to have to contain it somewhere. Sometimes people say, well, write a letter to someone and then never send it. And that is effective, but then how many letters are you going to be writing? It's a lot easier to use technology. And here are the strategies that I've used in order to remove that trauma, because in the moment, the most important thing is you. If you have experienced a fugue state, now I'm going to start looking up those definitions and read them so that we all have the same language, because I'm going to be introducing new words, but words that bubbled up during this time that I find to be significant, because I think we've abused language way too much, meaning people can take words and cruelly and needlessly abandon its real purpose. Direct, clear communication that helps people make sense of stuff. I already admit, or I have to admit, that I'm pretty gullible when it comes to traumatic brain injury. When you say something, I have to believe you. There's a couple nuances that maybe I don't get. I'm not talking exactly like sarcasm, but emotion. Somebody's emotion and over the top.
I'll help you with your numbers.
Thank you. You already have. Over the top is going to remind me too much of this. Well, this is going to remind me of these families that I was exposed to over 20 years of living in Chicago, because all of them are popping up. All the families related to education, because I was a nanny when I moved to Chicago. I was going to work in a restaurant. I had had a great resume moving to the city already, having worked in restaurants since I was 14, but I didn't like the vibe. It felt like a casting call. And I already am super sensitive to that kind of thing, having been exposed to awful, terrible people. I keep talking loudly so others hear me and that they can pick it up before I have to explain it to them. Because once I explain it to you, I just know you're going to do it. I keep talking loudly so others can hear me. I never wanted to marry her, but when I told my parents, I keep talking loudly so others told me no. I keep talking loudly so others, and that's why you keep pressing. I kept pressing and attending this person's therapy sessions, wondering what the heck is going on, and then freaking out as things were getting worse and worse. So I went to my own therapist to basically say, would you be willing to tell this person, his therapist or the person himself, the baring of the teeth, the growling, the over-the-top emotion, the aggression is increasing, and that has to stop. The nice thing is I learned stuff. If you're in a relationship where someone's baring their teeth at you, that's something, all right? If they're having meltdowns in public constantly, that's something. And then you realize...
I got a lot of this out at the salon. Isn't that we're supposed to gossip a little bit? And also, I trusted somebody to touch my head and my hair. That is a big deal. Begin to notice. So in dialectical behavioral training, when you hear something, a thought might pop up. When you feel something, a thought might pop up. When you do something, pop up. So you gotta just connect or catch the thought. What does this make you think of?
What color is the new carpet?
Heck yeah, she has ate that spinach.
Now it's harvest tofu, wheat, putty, oatmeal, almond butter. It used to be, but they've discovered a whole new color in between.
In between time.
This is a phrase I use all the
as
time.
I said before, my voice is no longer the validation for the chronic pain. Instead, I'm going to move and groove because I don't have the reverberating pain. And now, one thing I can do to stop the pain from reverberating, if it does start, flick it away like this. Flick. Ready? Flick. Oh, Yvonne Curran. Perfect. So you knew for sleep.
Telling you, I went to
Sleep.
a pill mill. Perfect.
Only. Knew for sleep.
Decided to do something about it. I decided a long time to do something about all of this. But I was incapable because I realized with the voice thing and the inability to do step-by-step, hear my own voice, and was so sensitive to sensory around me and other people, I would never be able to get through it unless they proved or showed themselves, well, to be trustworthy or reliable or safe, which is how I did homeless advocacy. So the in-between time is being aware and then doing something, and this demonstrates that I was aware that Meghan Markle is a trigger, but what can I do about it? Except flip it back to Meghan Manning, who is the personal in my realm community, within arm's reach that actually affects me. And because I'm never going to meet Meghan Markle, no thanks. Not interested in having her influence me or be in my vicinity in terms of her ideas, her philosophies. I instead will focus on Meghan Manning, who did affect the community I'm in, because she will be around the people that need PT, and her philosophy, thinking, ideas did harm.
I googled once I got to England and Northumbria. Virginia Woolf. It was on my mind, and I kept thinking, better make this first time super duper special and connect. The first day, I went to London. I went to the British Library to see the Beowulf, the only copy of oral history now being written down, the transference.
Begin to notice she really doesn't have numbers securely. Let's just say you can really take advantage. So I'm going to be sharing the conversations verbatim because I do believe that is the way that PTSD can end. And like I said, if these spits, spurts, pops, and stops in my voice upset you, just know
First step is you
if
have
I'm
to
talking
admit,
like
I'm not
this
great with numbers
versus
See who
rapidly
takes advantage.
speaking,
So
pat
I
yourself
let
on
all
the
my friends
back.
know in Chicago
You must
for the
be somebody
conversation.
that I trust. When you are in a body oversensory,
I don't have to
overloaded,
repeat it as many
completely
times, 'cause I had to
disconnected,
repeat other things. Those are the
you gotta
things
find
that
something grounding.
containers.
No.
That's it. Things are very black and white. You're no longer a vessel.
And since
You're no
I
longer a
freeze
vessel
when I
for
have
pain
PTSD,
and
I found that I
misery
use
and
my
sadness
voice.
and death
I just
and
keep talking,
suicide. Oh, wow.
talking.
You're just
But also,
a
it's a way
vehicle
to safely
to
relive.
get it out. That's sensory.
Like I
If
said,
you
the
are
difference is the
talking,
adrenaline is all
if
gone.
you're writing,
I mean, you
if
can
you're
literally
expressing
not
yourself,
hear it.
and that's
anymore.
why art, above everything else, gets elevated, and why arts funding is so important in any public school. Let's make sure kids have access to art, so there's another way to live.
So we have a dog that struggles with transitions and has fear. Yeah? You're okay. We got the growl, that instinctual. It's okay.